well. I'm back! It's Big Will Style, ladies and gentlemen, presents Life. Proudly sponsored by Shard and probably sponsored by Silky Gang Entertainment. But let's cut to the chase. You're probably wondering what Big Will Style is. So let me explain. You see, Instagram has decided that Big Willie Style does not have 1,000 followers. And that is the only way I can get you live. But don't fret, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get scared. Don't get nervous. Don't freak out. Big Willie Style is here. Live and uncensored from Woodlawn, Maryland. Woodlawn's most wanted. The 21207. The man, the myth, the legend, the icon, Big Willie Style. But that's not why you're here. You're here because we're going to talk about life. What is life? Life is chess. Now, what do I mean by chess? They say chess and checkers. Chess, you have to be very deliberate. You have to think strategically. Do I move my bishop against my king, or do I move my queen against the bishop? But I say, life, you don't plan. If you think you're going to plan life, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but that does not happen. Not on anybody's planet. And definitely not here on Earth. Now, it's very intriguing. Because I've had a lot of people ask me. You have a lot of people listen to your content. Family. And some people say you've gotten more wiser when you talk to people. Because when I talk to people, it is a sermon. To some it's a confession, but to me it is a sermon of the truth. Some things don't lie. They know what it is. They know what it's about. What if I told you the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing people he never exists? Now, I've had a lot of 18. My cousin, who I was down in Florida with, asked me, "Big Willis, I want to ask you a question." I said, what's that? I won't say his name, but he's a very prominent lacrosse player in the state of Pennsylvania. And I asked him, I said, what's going on? He said, when you come up with your content, do you record it and then hit live, or do you hit it live and then start spitting? And someone asked me that similar question, and I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna show you something that I've never shown before, and I'll give you a hint. This. I don't write my stuff. I don't write my material. Because if I wrote my material, you would think it'd be scripted and not authentic. But when it comes to Big Willie Style, I speak from the heart. I speak from the mind, and I speak from the heart. Life doesn't give you choices. And I can hear people say, but Big Willie Style, life does give you choices. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You need to open your eyes, boy. Look around you. There's right and wrong. There's something called morality. And morality is something you can't teach. You have to be instilled with it. And I've heard a lot of people on both sides of the argument ask, well, can you talk about morality in the 21st century? No, I cannot. I cannot because it is a very hot button topic. And I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole, to be frank. But what I can be frank is people saying, in the now that you work as a for people that don't know, I work in a corporate atmosphere, which means I have to be very judicious in how I want to say things. Let me explain something to people. And I've had people ask me, can you talk about certain things? No. No, absolutely not. But what I can talk about is this. When I produce content, and when I produce, particularly when it comes to life advice, people, you can take it any way you want. You can call it old-fashioned, you can call it revolutionary, you can call it whatever you want to call it. It's facts. You can't argue facts. I've had people ask me, can you talk about the masculine men of today? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because if I even have the mere mention of that word, I am considered cancelable. I've had people ask me, can you even speak on the United States education system? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. So I'm very constrained on what I can say. But that's not why you're here. You're asking me about life, and particularly my life. My life is a very... How can I put this in a way? It's a blessing to be alive, but there's a certain mystique about it that people don't understand it. I shouldn't be sitting right here talking to you, but I am. I said this to somebody who I've known for 20 years. I said, and I want people to understand what I'm about to say. If you ever go on the war with somebody, and you have their back, people have said, why are you who you are? Why does people know you but they don't know you? I guess because to some people I'm an ominous figure, and to some I'm so, I don't want to say accessible, but so easy to see. So you can take it any way you want. To some, yeah, I'm ominous. Some, I'm very, like, way too out in the open. It's all in how you perceive me. I always say perception is reality. If you perceive me as one thing, yeah, I'm definitely that one thing. If the reality is different from the perception, then that's great. What you see on camera is the same way I act off camera. You can ask anybody, and I can run through the list of names of people that have seen me on and off camera. There's a point where, and I've talked about this with people. People have asked me, like, does it make you mad when you go out in public? No. I live... And it's so weird how I describe it. You're famous, but you're infamous. The stories about you have been urban legend. Okay. Does it, like, now, does it going now, for people that don't know, my birthday's in a couple weeks, so I can say this, going on 26 now. 26 years of urban legends, tall tales, things that may or may not have happened. I don't. I've had people ask me, what is it like to, and this is a question that people have asked me about being single. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this because I know y'all are expecting a 20-minute, but this is not a 20-minute fucking podcast. There, for people that don't know, yeah, I was in a relationship at one point, which we won't talk about. People say, is it weird now being single for going on 3 4 years? It's a little weird. Not gonna lie to you, but it's um, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, put your opinion. If you are a single man or woman that's in the same boat as I am, what does it feel to you? Because for me, it's a very weird, it's a weird feeling. Um, I don't know. I've had people ask me, like, you're not looking. No, I'm not looking. I did my looking. Again, I won't invoke her name, but she knows who she is. I was looking at when I met her at 23. I'm not really looking. No. But in any event, you will be seeing me a lot more often. Thank you, IG. Thank you for not letting your one of my letting my people know that I do lives anymore. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. In any event, I'll see you guys next time.